well-known names like Jimmy Hensley and Earnhardt and Bound at 3.
Dale Jarrett, when he was racing Busch Grand National full-time, only won 2 races in a season. So this year, being a Winston Cup racer, he's won 3 Busch Grand National races.
Effort so impressive is not just that he's won 3 races, Ken, it's his winning percentage. He's only entered 12 Busch Grand National contests this year. Well, if you could run and win 25% of your races in any league, that'll be just a superstar effort, and that's what he's done this season.
Thank you, Mike. Battle for the lead. Jarrett versus Waltrip. Earnhardt looking up from under as Presley is also scooted by and taken 3rd. Earnhardt falling to 4th.
You know,
there you see the flagman at work here. We're going to miss one flagger that for 25 years was involved in NASCAR as an assistant, as a regular, called everybody, biggest name racer or the newest mechanic. My hero. He was our hero, Harold Kinder, who passed away this week in Charlotte, North Carolina. With 91 of 200 laps complete, this is Dale Jarrett's race. He's out in front. Michael Waltrip remains in 2nd. Robert Presley's having a super night as he maintains 3rd. Dale Earnhardt has fallen from 1st to 4th over the past 10 laps, and Ernie Irvan has fought his way out of the rear of the field to be running in 5th. 3/4 mile track, the Autolite Platinum 200, our feature attraction this evening. And there's the interval between 1st and 2nd. Not much of an interval at all, Debbie Bound, as they continue to make war.
No, it's not. You know, I'm really impressed with Robert Presley. He's about the same distance behind as Waltrip is from Jarrett, and he's coming on strong. He's staying right up there with them.
There you see that 59 right behind the 30 car as they make war in the top 3 spots at the present time. There are the 2 leaders. And there's the 59 of Presley maintaining 3rd at turn 3. Moving in on the halfway mark. Looking a little further back in the field here, here's the 96. That's Tom Peck on the outside, and Harry Gant in the 7th. Harry Gant has been trying to get himself straightened around and make a real run. That is the battle that's taking place for 11th spot. The 99 is Burton. He's in the 10th spot, and Peck in the 96, and Gant in the 7 as they continue to come up through traffic.
Gant just got trapped behind a slower car. Tom Peck in the 96 car and Harry have been running side by side, lap after lap.
Debbie, Harry had worked about 5 laps to get that close, and the minute he thought he had him, they ran up on a lap car, and it looks like it's going to happen again. Right here as we're talking about it, you work yourself to death, and all of a sudden there's like a pink there, and there's nowhere to go.
We haven't had it. We've had enough cautions that they haven't done a lot of lapping on the racetrack, and so now they're running enough green flag laps that they're doing some lapping, and that's happening.
So for the moment, that's 10th, 11th, and 12th, and further back is the 44, now an 18th. Now they show 22nd. Let's go to Dick Bergen for more on this story.
And I'm going to go for the guy who really knows the story, Bob Labonte Sr. Why are you guys dropping so far back? What's wrong?
Well, you know, the Pedro's Oval is falling back a little bit right now, but when we were here earlier, you know, 100 laps on tires, they were wore down to the court. He's been saying for 20 laps he needs right-side tires, but can't afford to pit right now.
Okay, you're going to wait for a caution flag, try to get some tires on right now. In fact, they got a crew member on the wall who looks like he'd love to go over, even though there isn't even a car here. Tires, the problem on the 44.
And Davey Allison is still having his problems tonight. Remember the Alabama gang not having much fun. Look at this struggle. That's the 97 car, Morgan Shepherd, who's been having some problems this year, trying to get it sorted out as he continues to fight with Joe Nemechek. That's the 6th spot.
Morgan's making a good move, as we were talking about earlier. There's not a lot of those Ford products with the V6 engines in it, and Morgan's got one that seems to be working very well tonight.
Halfway, and the Autolite Autolite Platinum 200 from Richmond International Raceway.
And Ken, when you say halfway, I'm sure these drivers are glad to see that, because just as Dick Bergen was talking about, they were concerned, could they make it on tires? They're allowed one tires per wheel, so they were concerned. Let's go down to Chris Economaki.
I'm in Dale Earnhardt's pit. He's been radio with his crew that his car needs an adjustment. He wants them to take a little bite out of it. And the wrench in this man's hip pocket will do just that when he stops. That will make the car even faster. He's dropped now to 4th place. With a little twist of this wrench, the car should be back where it belongs. Back to you.
Now they're getting ready to be lapping cars out here that could be of consequence. One of those cars of consequence is Labonte's number 44. He's within 6 seconds of being taken down by the leader, Jarrett, in the Nestle Crunch car. There's the Penrose, number 44. And he would really like a caution flag right about now.
Ken, he's in a position right now when the points battle, we've talked about that over and over tonight. He can't afford right now to be concerned about a tire and blow a tire and knock the wall down and go from having a 3-lap lead over his closest rival. So he's going to have to be extra cautious, even if it requires him to go 1 down instead of 3 or hit the wall.
Isn't Dale Earnhardt probably in a kind of an uncomfortable position, too? He's been out there pushing. He's got to be worried a little bit about that right front tire blowing. It's probably why he's backed off the pace a little.
Take a look at the interval here between the 44 and the 32. About there, there's the 75. It's about 5.5 seconds to where Dale Jarrett runs, and he is chasing down Tommy Ellis and just cutting through the field here with Michael Waltrip in the vanguard of this race.
Tommy Ellis qualified very well to be getting lapped this early.
He's had some problems earlier on. I'm not sure what the situation is on Tommy Ellis's car, but it's been backing up all evening. 106 laps complete this time by. The race record is a 99-mile-an-hour average, and with 4 cautions already thrown, there's no shot at that tonight. It will be slower.
I want to pose a question to Neil. I know that he spent years driving for the Wood brothers, running a few races on the circuit, much as Dale Jarrett is doing in this series, and he's also run for the championship. Neil, in that position, do you kind of envy a guy like Jarrett or Earnhardt who can come in here and run just the race, not have to worry about points and worry about his position or keeping the car under him, because if he wads this one up or if it breaks, he just loads it up and comes back next time?
Mike Joy, that is exactly right. You heard these guys before the race that we're going to have fun. We're out here to have a good time. They could have went home, went to the motel, and watched this thing on TV, but they run this race and they don't have any concern for points. The reason they're out there to win and have a good time, and they can pretty well turn their motors harder and abuse the cars more. If they fall out, they don't have near as much to lose as the Busch guys right now.
You know, there's some car owners, Neil, that look at it in a different light. They don't want their Winston Cup drivers out here running in a race where they think they could possibly get hurt or do anything detrimental to their career day on
the next
Sunday.
one around.
Right.
All right, here you see first and second spot. It's still a battle between Dale Jarrett and Michael Waltrip in the Autolite Platinum 200.
A little cool here at Richmond. Sweater weather for the fans, but good, cool racing weather for these V6 engines. Let's see how our top Busch point runners are doing. Bobby Labonte just went a lap down on the 44 car. Kenny Wallace is 3 laps off the pace. Jimmy Hensley spun earlier, but has recovered. Chuck Bound has had a tough night. He's laps in arrears. And Joe Nemechek, 5th in the points. He's running up in the top 10. Ken Squire?
Well, that leaderboard is really interesting because Bobby Labonte has just gone a lap down to both Dale Jarrett in the 32 and the yellow car. As you watch them here, first and second have just lapped Bobby Labonte, leaving 16 cars in that lead lap.
Ken, that shot is unique right there. Somebody goes to a racetrack and they want to learn how to drive around a racetrack. If you'll look, I always tell people it's painted for you on the racetrack. When you go out there, if you'll follow the painted groove, if you'll watch the leaders come in here, watch the black mark entering the corner right here. It's like somebody went out there and drew you a line where to follow. The track's 50-something foot wide. There's 8 foot that's usable, and that's the easiest way to see it right there.
19 cars in that lead lap, including Jimmy Hensley's car, which continues to percolate after spinning early in the going. He had a wild ride. He's back up to 14th, and he's still in that lead lap. Well, if we go the rest of the distance, folks, Those guys up in front, if we stay green the rest of the distance, those guys up in front are going to have a handful of trouble.
They've got to stop for fuel. They're going to be tough on tires making it the rest of the way. On that first caution, or about the 50s, 40 and 50 laps, some of them hit it for fuel, and they're
Like
going to be in good shape.
Morgan was in. Who else was in back there?
Darren Waltrip was in.
Davey Allison maybe stopped.
Davy's gone a lap down, has he not? He's stripped off here, fallen back one. Incidentally, the leaderboard now shows that we've had 7 lead changes among 4 drivers in this race. For the last few laps, it's been all Dale Jarrett. Labonte is back to 20th now. A big backup for him, and you heard the problem of the Bergen reporting on the Labonte situation. Tires the issue there.
You know, somebody that's running strong, too, is Ward Burton. He's running in 7th place with the Busch regulars up there. He's had a couple strong runs in the last few races.
In fact, he's just in front of Joe Nemechek, who is in 8th, and Harry Gant has pulled himself into 9th. Maintaining 10th, Tracy Leslie. 19 cars again in the lead lap.
The one that's really leading the lead lap is number 32. He's running very strong.
There's that 27 car of Ward Burton being shown in 7th position, right behind Ernie Irvin. Ward Burton having a very good night on car 27.
We're getting to the point now, Ken, if these guys, if somebody has a severe push or real loose condition, we're getting to the point in the race now that they could have a tire problem if they don't get in and correct it. I'm sure a lot of these guys are hoping for a caution and not be their own, because they've got to get those tires off and get some new ones on.
And with Labonte in 20th and Wallace in 26, Labonte has gained 18 points on Wallace in the standings. Lead will go up to 19.
Big lead for all the money they're talking about.
Yep. And 6 races to go in the series. Leaders, 32 Jarrett, 30 Waltrip. Interval, about 9 car lengths. Nice to have you with us tonight. Hope you're enjoying the action as we're speaking to you from Richmond International Raceway. Debbie Bound along and Neil Bonnet over here, the Catfish Farmer. Pretty good race, folks.
Yeah, they're doing a good job tonight. I tell you, the cars run good in this cool weather, and they're really stringing them out.
And we still have, as we mentioned, 19 cars running up in that lead lap. Debbie, do you worry about Chuck when you see him out there floating around with a car that's busted real good?
Well, I know this Hensley crew. They do a good job, and I know they try to keep them safe. And if they didn't feel they had the car, you know, put back together well enough, they wouldn't have him out there, and he wouldn't be out there.
Take a look at 4th place. There it is, Morgan Shepherd. Morgan has done an excellent job this evening in this car. He has picked himself up. And if we stay green, there's the guy. Put your money down on, folks. You've got a window that's still open. That 97's flying, and he's had that fuel stop that could carry him home.
And when you say he's doing a good job, you've got to consider there was 2 Ford V6 engines that started this race, and that's fighting some pretty good odds, and he's right there with him.
And the odds are for Morgan. He hasn't finished, I think, but 1 race this year. The odds are for him to finish.
Of course, he's changing rides next year in the Winston Cup Series. He gets to go with the Wood Brothers next year. That's a great break for Morgan, isn't it?
It sure is. I tell you what, just like we were talking about Dale Jarrett being on the high from winning, the Woods are in the same position. They're on top. Those guys get together. We'll just have to see what happens.
Here's that leader, Dale Jarrett, as he continues to cut his own swath around this track, and he may be getting ready to pit. Word is that 32 has been told. Word is out to him. Got the tires up on the wall, and I don't think they're throwing a dummy. I think this is for real.
Yeah, and it's something that we really have to watch here, the enforcement of pit road speed limit. We've already seen early in this race it cost someone, and NASCAR is really on top of what happens on pit road, and they're going to have to be careful how they come through there, or you could be leading this race and go back a lap down.
Well, let's talk about exactly what the parameters are for coming on pit road for a moment.
They give you a designated speed limit, and on the second caution lap, we saw the cars come down pit road and establish by the tachometer what they were going to run. If they come in too hot, they'll hold them for 15 seconds. 15 seconds around here get you a lap down by the time you get started, get going.
Jeff Gordon's number 1 came in very slowly. He was running 11. Now look at Gant in the number 7 making his run. Harry Gant is up there fighting with Dale Earnhardt in the 3 car. Here comes the 10 as well. And that Harry Gant thing is flying. That would be for 6th position, I believe. And here's the 32 car. Slowing, getting it woed, and coming on pit road. Let's go to Chris Economac.
Well, they've been ready for several laps. Dale Jarrett comes in here, and everybody's got a job to do, and he's doing it well. Jarrett himself is very calm and quiet. Changed right side tires, but not left side tires. And he almost took a man with him as he went out, and that was a quick one. Now look at the scoreboard and see where he winds up. Everybody's getting a round of applause here at the fine work of the crew.
14 and 1/10 seconds. Excellent job of that crew getting Jarrett back out. Michael Waltrip takes over in front. Robert Presley is in second. Morgan Shepherd is in third. And right now pulling onto pit road is Green, one of those guys running for Rookie of the Year. We'll be in a moment. 133 laps are complete, and you're watching Morgan Shepherd in. Right side rubber going on car number 97. One of the 2 Fords in the race. For a moment, he had the lead. Harry Gant has pitted. The number 30 has come in. He's been on pit road. So who does it leave out here? For the moment, Dale Earnhardt is back in front. As they sort out the scoring, Earnhardt has yet to come in on this series of pit stops. And the number 3 has the advantage with 134 of 200 laps complete.
If you want to see the difference of what new tires do, right here, Michael Waltrip pitted early. Dale's coming in now, but they were running him down so fast he didn't have any choice. The others had new tires.
Dick Trickle had worked his way to 11, and he pitted. He's fallen back. Here's Chris Economac waiting for the leader.
Well, Dale Earnhardt is in. He's getting right side tires and gas only. Now look at the work on the crew. 3, 4, 5, 6 men over the wall, and a 7th man hanging over. And that was another quick one as he scatters his crew pulling out.
They were trying to put bite in the right rear of the car. It didn't look like they got it out of it. I mean, excuse me, take bite out. They were too tight. I saw the guy trying to put the wrench in. I don't know if he got it turned enough rounds.
What do you think, Debbie?
Sometimes it's hard when they're really, fighting to be fast to get that wrench down there through the back glass and get a hold and get the bite out.
And also on a pit stop like that, you've got certain people to do certain things, and he had another job he had to perform first. He got there late.
Radio message that Earnhardt gave his crew was that he wanted some fight taken out rather than put in. That was what he was been asking for the laps leading up to the pit stop. Back to you.
Chris, we're also told that Earnhardt wanted 4 tires, but Tony Eury and the crew felt they couldn't gamble stopping under green. The time it would take them to get 4 tires would put Dale a lap down. He won't be back in unless there's a caution.
17 takes over as the leader with this series of pit stops. Darrell Waltrip has himself the lead, and Jimmy Hensley in that car that spun in those first moments of the race when there was no caution. Jimmy Hensley now finds himself in second spot, and there's the interval flashing down the backstretch between the leader, Waltrip, and the Hensley car running in second spot. Looks like he's got him covered by almost half a lap out here now.
And now Hensley's coming down pit road.
That's the reason you didn't see him for a while. He was backing off to come onto pit road, and you're riding in the Oldsmobile with Jimmy Hensley down pit road. The Autolite Platinum 200 now has 142 of 200 laps complete. Here on Prime Network with Neil Bonnet, Debbie Bound topside, Chris Economaki, Dick Bergen down on pit road, Mike Joy in the Pontiac Pit Center, bringing you all the action. Here's Dick.
Hensley's on pit road. He's way up at the front end of the pits as he takes on 2 tires and a load of fuel. Most of the Winston Cup drivers are at the other end of pit road, the far end. So where Hensley is supposed to be an advantage, I don't know. Right now, he's got everybody passing him as he's on pit road here, taking on his fuel. He stalled the car, got it going again. Hensley's out with 2 tires and a load of fuel.
I tell you what, that little bit of hesitation they're leaving is critical on the racetrack. You're starting to look like they almost didn't have a gear, and then he shoved it and took off. So that's going to cost him a little bit also.
Waltrip for the moment with the field covered. Second spot by our figures would be Presley in the 59, followed by Dale Jarrett in 32. We'll see. There's the 59 and there's the 32.
That early stop by Darrell is really paying off. Who would have thought that one of these bush races on a track this size would go 100 laps, without having a problem? He stopped early. It's been going green and it's falling his way right now.
144 laps to complete.
I think that some of the teams had that strategy, Neil.
Oh, we got a car loose up in 4, and getting it back is Nemechek. He had the wind coming through the side door on that one. He had it turned all the way sideways, and he got it gathered back up, and he's back on his way.
He certainly swept all the dust off the corner in the wall up there.
I beg your pardon, Debbie.
He sure did. Some of the cars had that strategy to pit early if they could make it the rest of the way on gas, come in for one side of tires, and then, if it went green, they'd be in good shape.
You want to take a look at what happened to Joe Nemechek? Take a gander at this. This is coming up out of the hole. Off 3, into 4.
He gets it up there in the loose stuff, and the only thing he do now, right now, he's feathering that gas pedal, feeding the throttle to it. If you put the brakes on slow down, you turn around. He did the right thing. He fed it right on off the corner and straightened it up. And this car was fixed to pass him, and he maintained a position on it.
Tommy Houston just brought number 6 back on pit road, as has Doddard in the 08. See, that's the kind of stuff that goes on all day. And look at him. He's up there trying to take a lap back on 17 Waltrip.
He must have found some new way around up there. He does.
That's right. That's the bonnet line, isn't it?
No, that right there is a matter. He just got him some new tires, and Darrell's got 100-some laps on his.
No, I mean up on the top side, and he was sideways coming out of 4. That's the bonnet line, isn't it?
Yeah, but I never straightened it out.
We'll be back with more. There's 150 laps complete, this time by in the Autolite Platinum 200 from Richmond International Raceway. We've got a spin coming out of turn number 2, but it is not bringing out any kind of a flag. Car number 9 getting loose up in that second turn area. Troy Beebe out of Modesto, California. Watch again at what happened to him out there.
Gets the car loose right where we've been talking about having a problem, and when it starts running, he's already got the car all bent up. There's nothing to do with it.
Now the yellow is out. Caution is coming out. That's caution number 5 this evening. We've already had 25 laps under caution. No chance of a speed record like what we got out of Rick Mass here 1 year ago. Here's Troy Beebe coming in, and the Taco Bell doesn't feel too well.
I'm going to predict we have a pit stop or 2. Would that be real smart?
Let's see what happens here. Here's
Too bad.
Oh, go ahead.
It's too bad for Davey Allison. He just made a pit stop under green just about 2 laps before this happened.
Let's see what Waltrip gambles on. He has the advantage now, and the laps are trickling away. 155 are shown complete. Waltrip's going to take this opportunity, as is Presley in the 59, and Jarrett. What a shootout we're going to have for the finish on this one. Let's go to Chris Economax.
Darrell Waltrip is in. He's going to get 4 tires and fuel, and it looked for a while like he may have been trying to go the distance on that original 22 gallons of fuel. They weren't ready for a pit stop at all until the yellow came out. Okay, down pit road to Dick Bergman.
Boy, we got an interesting pit stop going down here with Robert Presley, Chris. One of the guys is helping a lot. In fact, a guy that's ready to roll tires, none other than Jimmy Spencer. He's been working the tire situation all night for Presley. They just put 2 new ones on the right side. Now they're going to put 2 new ones on the left side. So Presley, 4 fresh tires to make a run at this thing at the end of the race. He's won run race this year. We want this one to be the biggest win in his career. Presley still in the pits. Ricky Pearson directs the crew there. About ready. Jarrett has gone by. The 30 of Waltrip has gone by. He's got a tire right in front of him. Can he make it out? Presley makes it out, and he's back on the speedway.
Pulls around Grissom, and as he comes out, he had been shown in the lead just as they all ducked on pit road, and everybody's taking this opportunity with this caution out for the spin up in turn number 2 by Troy Beebe. Change those tires and get ready for this run to the wire.
Can we talk to the top of the evening about this vaunted 1-point battle for the lead between Bobby Labonte and Kenny Wallace? To update the folks, Kenny Wallace is about 3 laps down. Bobby is a lap down, and we may be heading for only the 3rd time all season in 26 races that neither of the 2-point leaders finishes in the top 10.
Interesting statistic, huh?
Yeah, you know, you think season in, season out, all the races, these guys, when one guy had a bad night, the other one go ahead and make a big gain. It seems like when they have good nights, they're right there together. Bad nights, they both have a problem. So it's going to be hard to spread them apart.
From the Pennzoil area platform, a view of this 3/4 mile track where the Autolite Platinum 200 is getting straightened out for a finish tonight. We had 19 cars in our last report on the lead lap. We probably are at 18 at this point. Robert Presley, one of the major players. Harry Gant is going to take over as the leader as we get down to the finish. Robert Presley, who finished 7th here a year ago, is being shown in 2nd spot. There you see from that platform, that aerial platform, the view into the garage area where all the cars are kept. And here's Jimmy Hensley's car. And Jimmy has made a great comeback in this race. He's still shown in the lead lap and now in 14th position.
With that speed he had earlier, he's lucky to still be running where he did. He got it straightened out and they worked on the car. And he can move up. This car has been fast enough to move up on his restart with fresh tires.
6 races left to go in the series this year, Debbie. Chuck has moved from 10th back in June up into 4th. This is a bad night for him. I mean, really, what do you think the chances are from here on for you folks in your effort to defend your national title?
And don't bet on Gant, or I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
Well, the chances are slim, but it's not an impossibility. You never know what can happen. Kenny Wallace lost 173 points in a 9-race span. You just, don't know what can happen. We're still trying. An interesting thing about Jimmy Hensley, he has finished 2nd 3 times in the Busch Grand National point standings. He says, I don't care if I finish 4th or 5th. 2nd means nothing. If it's not 1st, I don't care what it is.
Interesting. Do you think this, you hear a lot of griping about the point system. How do you feel about this point system?
I think it's a pretty fair point system. I'd rather see them do a little more like they do Winston Cup and have like maybe extra points for leading, bonus points. But I think it's a pretty fair system.
Ward Burton is being shown as the leader. Ward Burton is going to take over in 1st place with a lap to go. Ward started out the night in 12th spot on the South Boston, Virginia campaigner in that Smithfield Buick. Has that number 27 right up there in front. Harry Gant's number 7 is running in 2nd spot. Waltrip is in 3rd. We've completed 161 laps. With 39 to go, 38 when they get green. It's going to get real interesting real quick.
Some real fast cars sitting in the front now. They sorted themselves out. Gant started way back there. He seemed to be coming on all the time. Morgan was up there. We're going to have to see right now who's really got the power.
Tell you who has it off the line is Ward Burton in the 27. He squirts out there by about 5 car lengths going into the first turn. But here comes Harry right back on him. That green and white camera from this great aerial platform shot shows Gant going to the inside. Gant making the move down the back straightaway, going into 3. Handsome Harry's on the inside. The Bandit taking over out in front. Coming down by, here's Waltrip coming for 2nd place. And Morgan Shepherd is right in there.
37 laps to go. These guys aren't going to play the rest of the way. They're going to be hustling.
The smell of roses is in the air, and Harry Gant got a good sniff as he got off that start and dove up Burton to take the lead. Here comes Waltrip up into 2nd. Morgan Shepherd now to 3rd. Coming to 4th is Michael Waltrip. Up to 5th moves Dale Jarrett, and Presley is coming through. They have Burton pinned on the outside, and they're putting him away for the lead. Oh, Morgan Shepherd slowing down. Out of turn number 2. Off the pace, Morgan Shepherd falling back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions. Gathers it back up on the outside. But something seems amiss. Coming out of 2, dropping 4 spots. Now he's back on the pace again, is Morgan Shepherd. I think he just had a problem with turn 2.
I think he got in there a little hot, got the car shoving out to the racetrack, and he had to roll out of the throttle to knock the wall down.
But look at that number 59 going around the 32. Presley works the outside of turn 2 better than anyone here tonight. What a run by that Alliance car.
And that was Dale Jarrett. He went around on the outside. The guy's been leading all night long.
You can trust him. Here is Presley in the 59 making a move that's carried him to 4th. Here he comes to the bottom of the racetrack working on number 30, Michael Waltrip.
It looks like Presley can use either group, Ken.
Oh, we got a car spinning. Got one down. It's going to bring out the yellow.
Cecil Eunice, car number 19.
Oh, that's a bad moment for Cecil. had real high hopes. He made a good run tonight. Thus far in the race, we've only had 3 official retirees.
Does anyone want to guess where we had the problem? How about the same place? It's not the racetrack, folks. It's just something that if there's going to be an area where you tighten the cars up, get in bind, it's going to be right there.
All right, let's take a look at what happened. He's already stuffed up in the wall. Cecil Eunice's number 19 goes away. Ernie Irvin was on pit road. He's coming back out. That has cost Ernie some. We're under caution for the 6th time. Back with more of the Autolite Platinum 200 shortly. 59, Gant still in front. There are a lot of aspects to this motorsports business, and no one covers them more thoroughly than Chris Economy.
For many years, sponsors in auto racing came from the automotive world. Car companies, tire companies, accessory firms, and companies of that nature. But in recent booming popularity of stock car racing has lured the food, beverage, and candy industries into the sport. It is interesting that of the 34 racing stock cars lined up on the track for tonight's Autolite Platinum 200, 14 of them are sponsored by food, beverage, candy, or restaurant companies. The question, of course, is why? Got it, you got it. Need I say more?
Ken, all I want to know, what happened to Ultra Slim?
Yeah, right. Of course, they didn't get economacking and profile, which would have been the payoff to that. 171 laps are complete. We're getting set 1 lap to green. And here's how we line up. Gant has the Buick up in front. Darrell Waltrip with the Chevrolet is in second. Michael Waltrip is in third. Robert Presley in fourth. Dale Jarrett will be fifth. Morgan Shepherd in sixth. Ward Burton is seventh. Earnhardt, eighth. Nemechek is ninth. Ernie Irvin is back in 10th. There are 10 cars in the lead lap. 1 lap down is Tom Peck in the number 96. Going for green, 171 laps complete.
We call it a Friday and Saturday night race. It is now. These guys are like 25 and 30 lap heat races. We're fixing to turn them loose, see if they can remember what they used to do.
Guess who's got the winning number tonight?
Number 7, sitting over here, Debbie.
Bet against her own husband right now.
And I'm going to tell him when it's over.
Her 2 bits looks pretty good as he jumps out in front by a 5-car length advantage. Cut it down to 3 as Waltrip gets right back on the bottom of the racetrack. Puts that Chevy back in the hunt, and his little brother, Mikey, comes right with him. $119,000 at stake. Autolite Platinum 200. You're watching it live on Prime tonight from Richmond International Raceway. In that 4th position is Robert Presley. 5th is Dale Jarrett. Morgan Shepherd line in 6th, trying to find a little running room on the bottom. And up on the outside, but being shown a lap down, is Dick Trickle in the Ted Condor number 18. Grissom running slowly on the bottom of the racetrack. Back stretch, the guy that finished second here a year ago, he may be pitting. Here comes your leader, Gant by.
And here comes Presley making that move to the inside under Mike Waltrip. He's been the strongest car after that last restart, and he's getting on the inside of Waltrip.
Back straightaway, coming around to complete 175 laps this time. And it's Harry Gant out in front. There you see him with Waltrip running second and third in the Autolite Platinum 200.
This week in NASCAR gives you the chance to talk with your favorite racers, from Darrell Waltrip to Dale Earnhardt, Ricky Rudd to Ken Schrader. NASCAR's top drivers and crew chiefs will answer your questions and share their expertise from every stop on the NASCAR circuit, live. This week in NASCAR.
This week in NASCAR, every Thursday night on NESN.
179 laps complete, and the caution is out again. Leading rookie contender in the Grand National ranks, David Green out of Owensboro, Kentucky, has really tagged the concrete up here in turn 3 and 4. Sliding in 3 and right in the middle, in the apex of the turn, he socks the wall in car number 8. Rescue squad is out there. 180 complete. He was running in 15th, a lap down, when this incident took place. Pretty strong hit.
And right after that, we avoided about a 15-car wreck. They've beaten bumpers and fenders all together, dodging it.
Here's Mike Joy.
And Ken, here in the Pontiac Pit Center, will update you on the cars out of the race prior to this incident. Elton Sawyer, Todd Bodine smacked the wall. Peter Suspenza retired. Jeff Burton and Troy Beebe. And an update on the curious situation of Morgan Shepherd. On the 14th lap, the ratchet in the rear end broke loose for about half a lap and then hooked up again. And then on lap 164, as you noted up topside, he was running in third position, suddenly dropped way back. It kicked out again. Then it re-ratcheted, and Shepherd is sailing along there in 6th place with his fingers crossed.
Well, we understand that there is a red flag coming on the course. They bring a red flag out. Indeed, that is the case. It is a red flag condition out here on the speedway. They'll bring them down to a halt.
First of all, Ken, I don't think it's the severity of the wreck that's involved. I think these fans are out here to see a race, and they want this thing to end under green, because I think David's out of the car already. They're working with him. I think they're going to red flag it so we can see 15, 18 high-speed laps to finish the race.
Well, we'll be back for the finish of the Autolite Platinum 200 here at Richmond International Raceway shortly. Lap, it's going to be a thriller. For 3 laps, the cars have not been brought to a halt. They're still running down the back straightaway. We understand there's a lot of water, a lot of oil out there in turn number 3. But even though the red is being shown, that lap marker keeps going up. We're at 182 now.
Maybe a billion candle power makes that look yellow to them instead of red. For some reason, they're not stopping. Now they're stopping on the back straightaway.
Here's Chris Economac.
Well, as you said, Ken, the problem is the engine in David Green's car apparently was split open in his accident. They say that's all oil, water, clear across the track and up against the outside rail. Cleaning it up is an next to an impossibility with the cars running on the track. Whether they'll restart or not remains to be seen.
Thanks, Chris. They now have brought them to a halt out here on the back straightaway. They're bringing in Green's car, and we're getting ready to go again after they really clean up this mess in turn number 3. Stay with us here at Richmond International Raceway for more coverage from World Sports of the Autolite Platinum 200. 3-minute respite here on the back straightaway. They've turned them loose again, and they're bringing the field around. Here are the standings. Gant first, Waltrip's second and third. Robert Presley, outstanding run in 4th. Dale Jarrett in 5th. Looking a little further back, Morgan Shepherd in 6th, and Earnhardt 7th. Urban is 8th. Nemechek in 9th, and Ward Burton is in 10th with 183 now being shown. Just completed the 183rd. And let's not forget that point race with Wallace and Labonte. They're on the same lap. And Wallace is running ahead. He stands to take the point lead right now. Here's Mike Joy, Pontiac Pit Center.
Ken, the word on David Green is he is being transported to the hospital. They have wrapped and taped his ribs as a precaution, and also having a look at his right ankle, which appears to be injured, but not as serious as we may have first thought. But he has been transported from the racing facility here, but not with serious injury.
Well, thanks for that update. That's the story on David Green, the young Owensboro, Kentucky campaigner. Pretty good racers have come out of Owensboro. A little racetrack up there in the old days. 1 lap, and I think we're going to turn them loose with Harry Gant, who started 29th in the lead. And there remain 17 laps. Light is off on the pace car. We're ready to go racing.
On this restart, Robert Presley has been really running all over the guys in front of him. If he can get around Mike Waltrip, I think he can really get around Darrell a little bit easier. So he's got a strong car. If he can get around Mikey, I believe he can make a move on him.
Dick Bergeron is down there with the crew chief on that car.
Ricky Pearson, 16 laps to go. Can you get the job done?
Well, I'm not sure. I thought we could. We got 4 tires on the last caution, which I thought was a good move. But these caution laps are killing us. But at the end of these races, these Winston Cup guys make their car about twice as wide as it is, so we'll have to wait and see.
Got a tough run for it.
Here we come for the start. 16 laps to go as the pace car ducks in. Gant first, Waltrip's second and third, Robert Presley in 4th. Dale Jarrett is in 5th, and there's the break. Peck in the 96, the blue car up on the outside, lap down, being shown in 11th. On the break into the back straightaway, Harry Gant tries to pull away, and Waltrip digs in.
And it's hard to tell which one's digging in the hardest. Mike is really putting a lot of pressure on Darrell, and he's got Presley hammering on his back bumper, so they're really hustling on that.
Into turn number 1. Everybody takes the high line and waits. Out of 2. Gant first. The 17 of Waltrip second. Down the backstretch, the Pennzoil car running third. Then the Alliance, number 59, in fourth.
Robert looks like he's going to maybe try that outside groove, but he comes back down.
Part of that outside groove has been taken away with that coming in, going in the third turn from that last engine, so he didn't have a whole lot to work with when he goes in that corner. There's Mike Waltrip trying to get up under Darrell, and he's got him.
And here's Presley. He took a look on the outside, but Michael Waltrip made the hole. Michael Waltrip down to the inside, and it's brother against brother in turn 3. And Michael Waltrip takes over, and he brings Presley to third. Darrell falls to fourth. He may take another spot back down the line.
Jarrett got by Waltrip also.
And puts Jarrett into fourth, and Darrell Waltrip falls to fifth and into the clutches of car number 97. We got a car spinning in the wall in turn number 2.
Ed Barrier, car number 33.
Brand new sponsor for tonight. They race back to the line. They come back to the stripe, and Gant is there with Michael Waltrip in second. And there you see that number 33 car, the Barrier machine, lying up against the wall. This comes at lap 189. It's down to a Saturday night shootout. This is what you expect on a Friday or Saturday night. That kind of a deal where every 3 or 4 laps, somebody goes away.
Here's the car. He lost it getting down in the corner. It's hard to tell if he had a motor problem or whatever. He really got in the wall hard.
So, there you see Barriers, number 33, into the Barrier and out of this race. We'll be back for the finale in a moment. 190 laps to go, and this red flag has been brought out in an effort to conserve laps and let them run this race under green rather than have the race run out under yellow.
You know, as we said earlier, it's nice to see them do this and let these fans see a race in under the green.
Let's go down to the Pontiac Pit Center for just a moment with Mike Joy. Mike, this seems like a new move by NASCAR.
Well, it is for this series, Ken. Now, back on the New England short tracks where I grew up, one track had a rule where if they had a caution that required cleanup, they would run 5 laps under caution and then have a mandatory red flag. Now, in past races in this series, especially on the super speedways, they would continue to run yellow while the debris was cleaned up regardless of what lap, and we saw some races end under yellow. So this does seem to be a shift more toward accommodating the race fans. I think, though, that NASCAR is going to need a clear policy on this. How many laps you run under caution before you put that red flag out, so that you don't have a quick red for one car and then maybe a long run of yellow when somebody else is up front. Who knows? But it's an interesting development. We are under red here at Richmond, Virginia. We'll be right back.
Barrier in turn number 1. Here's what happened to a car called Grease Lightning.
And it looks like a lot of smoke, and it might have been greased tires from a blown engine or something, because he had a lot of smoke getting in the corner. Didn't get in the wall that hard, but it's enough to stop him.
Apparently it's okay. Let's get this update from Chris Economac.
Darrell Waltrip owes a debt of thanks to Morgan Shepherd. On the penultimate red flag, his battery was found to be dead. But his brother was behind him, gave him a push and got him a start. And while he was sitting there waiting for this one to get started, he wondered whether anybody would get him going again. Well, apparently Morgan Shepherd has, and he's back in contention.
The Ed Whitaker car for Harry Gant is in front. In second, Michael Waltrip. In third, Presley. In fourth, Dale Jarrett. Fifth is Darrell Waltrip. Sixth, Morgan Shepherd. Seventh is Earnhardt. Eighth is Ernie Irvin. Ninth is Joe Nemechek. And in 10th is Ward Burton. As we get down to 8 laps remaining, light is off on the pace car. When the pace car pulls on pit road and they go back to green, there will be 7 laps remaining in this event. For a spectacular finish here tonight in the Autolite Platinum Tour.
And Gant sitting on the point, he's going to be a tough character to get off of there.
Come a long way this evening from 29th position.
The only Busch car in the top 8 is Robert Presley, and he's going to be right on that bumper trying to win this race.
Strong car.
Nemechek back in 9th. There's the break, and Presley in the 59 got a little sideways in 4. Michael Waltrip in that second spot is able to stand secure for the moment, and Harry Gant draws away by 4 car lengths. Coming around, there will be 6 laps to go this time. We've got one car slicing up into the wall, Dick Trickle, and I don't think he's going to bring out a flag. He bounced off the second turn wall, and he's slowing dramatically down the back straightaway. There's the 18 trying to get back onto pit road. He's diving down to the inside, going to make it. Meanwhile, out in front, Gant is there. He has that advantage of about 3.5 car lengths over number 30, Michael Waltrip. And there's Presley in third, Dale Jarrett in fourth. Now there are 5 laps remaining. Presley coming to the inside. Robert Presley having an outstanding night. The 32-year-old out of Asheville, North Carolina, making that move to the bottom of the racetrack in turn 2. He's running high. He's running low. He is not intimidated by that corner. One single bit. He's up to second place. Kenny Close now as the laps run down. 4 to go.
Yeah, he's been so strong. He looked like if he got around him, he could make a move. I think he can run Harry down. The question is, if he runs him down, can he pass him? And we might get that answer in a hurry right here.
He's run him down. He's cut it by half into turn number 3. What a run for Robert Presley.
The key to this, Ken, is we just talked to Larry Pearson, Ricky Pearson in there a while ago, and he said they put 4 new tires on that car, and it's really showing up right now.
Daniel Welch, the car owner, is going to be chewing some fingernails right now as we're down to the final moments.
Another key to this, Ken, is Robert Presley's hungry for a win. He has won win this year, but he's not worried about points right now. He wants to win this race.
There's Jarrett working on Michael Waltrip's rear bumper in that battle for third. A couple to go.
Now the question is, how wide can that little 7 car get here with 2 laps to go?
Real wide with Harry Gant in control. He knows how to drive these tracks.
This sport is just like any other sport. There's offense and there's defense. You go off offense, you go to defense right now and see if you can hold the man off.
All right, there's 1 lap to go as Harry Gant has to do it defensively. The other, and look at that move by Jarrett down on the inside, going around turn 2. Jarrett trying for third spot. Looks like he's on his way. Can Presley close in those final moments on the leader? Look at this battle. Even. Meanwhile, for the lead, up in front, coming to the line. Presley coming to the outside. He's going to try to, can't get through. To the line. It is number 7, Harry Gant, and Ernie Irvin spins on the last corner as they run out of time. The winner is Harry Gant in the Ed Whitaker car, number 7. A great run for Gant again tonight from 29th position. The Chris Carrier prepared car carries Gant back to victory lane another time.
And it looked like Dale Jarrett nipped Mike Waltrip by about a foot at the start-finish line for third.
We'll meet Harry Gant, the winner of Platinum 200 in victory lane here at Richmond International Raceway in a moment. World sports coverage of the Autolite Platinum 200 has been brought to you by Oldsmobile, inviting you to stop by your Oldsmobile dealer for a test drive and see what's new from the new generation of Olds. By Nestle Crunch, get the taste of victory. Nestle Crunch ice cream bars. Chocolate scrunches when it crunches. By Fram oil filters. You can pay a little now or a lot later. And by True Value. Got a tough job to do? You can do it. True Value Hardware Store. The man in victory lane for 40 years in American racing is here tonight at Richmond. Let's go to Chris.
There we are with Harry Gant. Congratulations, Harry. 2 in a week. What about all those starts at the end? What was going through your mind?
Well, I really would rather they had kept running. You know, the red flag stopped. Seemed like every time I could get a little bit ahead, but I had rather kept going hard because Dale had new tires on, you know, and I thought I was going to get beat there with that 29 car at the end, but it seemed like I just sort of stuck pretty good the last 2 laps. I was glad to see that white flag come out.
What was it that won for you? Because early in the race, you weren't up there.
Well, we just kept running. We wasn't real fast, but the car just kept being consistent, running on the old tires. It never did fall off any, and we kept gaining a little bit during the race, so we made a pit stop. The crew got us out, and that put us up on the board for the first time. We made our pit stop under green, then we made the next and come out in second spot. So the pit crew just done a super job here getting us out, but the car, it wasn't real fast, but it was handled good. It stayed right there and not wear the tires out too bad.
Well, hey, Harry, we know you're an old elderly gentleman. Is it past your bedtime?
Yeah, I go to bed at 8:30.
That's his 15th Grand National win. His last Grand National win, how about February? right here at the Richmond International Raceway. Harry Gant celebrating, but he's got to get to bed. He's got a lot more work to do this weekend. Back in a moment. For one of the great campaigners, 51 years plus. Old Harry Gant really put it on him tonight, Neil.
Ken, if we ever saw Harry Gant win a race that he didn't get out and say, boy, my old car just wouldn't run, I just kept plugging away with it. He's the best I've ever seen it. Just stay in there. And he wasn't kidding about going to bed. He's pretty old, but he doesn't need a lot of rest.
Let's take a look at that last lap action that was taking place up here in turn 4. This is Ernie Irvin scooting down in there, and there goes Labonte down to the inside trying to get through. Catches Ernie, sends him sideways. Did he get the wall? I think he just grazed it. Took a little off the tail of car number 10. Wild moment for Ernie Irvin as they were racing to the line. And now here's the story, Debbie. We get down to the end of this one. That point battle as they move to Dover, Delaware, does a turnaround, does a flip-flop, but it's just as exciting as it was when he came in.
It sure does. Bobby Labonte was 1 point ahead going into this race over Kenny Wallace. They did a flip-flop. Kenny Wallace is now 2 points ahead of Bobby Labonte going to the next race at Dover.
This Grand National racing is just such a thrilling spectacle. And we'll be back to tell you more of the story here of the Autolite Platinum 200 in a moment. They averaged 88 miles per hour tonight. There were 15 lead changes among 11 drivers before this one was decided. There were 8 cautions for 47 laps. Everybody came out of this just in fine shape, although there were some bad moments out here bouncing off those walls. That's the story tonight. Harry Gant is victorious for Chris Economaki and Dick Bergeron down on pit road. Debbie Bound and Neil Bonded alongside. I'm Ken Squire. And a final thought from the Pontiac Pit Center. Here's Mike Joy.
Thank you, Ken. A final look at the standings. Harry Gant at victory lane. Robert Presley upheld the honor of the Busch Series regulars. Dale Jarrett, Michael Waltrip, Morgan Shepherd picked up a hard-earned 5th after those rear-end problems. Darrell Waltrip, then Dale Earnhardt, Joe Nemechek, the Busch regular, Ward Burton, and Ernie Irvin. We hope you've enjoyed World Sports coverage of the Autolite Platinum 200. Good night.